Good evening. I'd like to call this evening's meeting of the Conejo Recreation and Park District Board of Directors to order. And we are going to start with a flag salute. Is Matt Kouba here somewhere? Where? No, Matt? Oh, I didn't think so. Matt, could you lead us in the pledge, please? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Matt. Can we have the roll call, please?
Director Hopper.
Yes.
Director Lang.
Here.
Director Cussworth.
Yes.
Director Nichols.
Yes.
Director Buss.
Yes.
And I believe our IT supervisor, Mark Segedy, has a couple of introductions for us before we get started.
Real quick, everybody, we have not one but two new IT staff tonight is going to use real quick, Katie and Matt.
Welcome. And I notice Mark is smiling very broadly because he so enjoys being here late on Thursdays. So welcome to the two of you and thank you. Okay, special presentations. Oh, we must have something special to attract all these people. We are going to start with the Employee Service Awards. And I've been instructed that we're going to start from the newest group of employees to the, I don't want to say oldest, but the most experienced group of employees. And ask the early ones particularly to go quickly because those who have been around forever, we don't want them expiring before we get to their awards. So what can I tell you? Anyway, with that, who am I turning this over to initially?
To Andrew.
Andrew, take it away.
Thank you, Chair Huffer. So we're going to mix it up a little bit because Marcus isn't on Zoom yet and Matt McNey is. So if Matt McNey can go to the podium, be great. Yep. So Matt has been with the district for 5 years. He's in our grounds department. And he is a grounds worker 2 at Thousand Oaks Community Park. And that's his current station park. Matt really looks at his job as being an ambassador to the parks. And so he kind of has his mantra of keeping it safe, keeping it clean, and keeping it green. So that's really important for him on his day-to-day operations to make a beautiful park for the community. He is looking to go back to school or is making progress and going back to school for his associates and has goals of getting additional education with his bachelor's and master's in the future. But Matt really keeps his facilities in good shape and really provides a great park for the community and he takes his role within the district very seriously. Some personal notes for Matt is he's been married for over 27 years. He has 2 kids, a son and a daughter, as well as 2 dogs. And family is very important to Matt. That's his main source of enjoyment in life. He enjoys hobbies with his family, a lot of outdoor type stuff, surfing, wakeboarding, mountain biking, snowboarding, and just kind of kicking back, enjoying the lake, all that good stuff. And also an interesting note is he is working towards his black belt in jiu-jitsu. So yep, Matt McNey. Matt is a great team member for CRPD and takes extreme pride in his work. Thank you for your 5 years of service, Matt.
Thank you.
Being a new guy, you actually get the floor for a minute. If you'd like to say anything.
Intimidating.
A little intimidating, but
Short and sweet. Thank you all very much. It's clearly a team effort. Well supported by my crew leader and supervisors and staff as well. I appreciate everything that Overhead does for us. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
the tradition by tradition, as tradition has it.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on. And I believe Sean LaFrenais is Zoom. Mark, is Sean in there? Perfect.
Hello.
John, can you hear us okay?
Yes, yes.
All right. You don't want to show your face? You're good?
I thought I was. I don't know how to do all this, crazy stuff like you guys, but
Okay. Well, I'm going to start talking and maybe your face comes up on the big screen here so we can enjoy it. So,
sure.
Jon LaFrenais, also known as Lala. And that's actually a interesting story if Sean wants to share that with everyone or not. But it was a kind of a coaching term of endearment, name of endearment from one of his old coaches, and then staff picked it up, and he's Lala now. And so, but Sean started with the district 5 years ago. He started in our grounds department and recently moved over to our facilities maintenance department within parks. And he's actually a local product. I believe you went to Teal High School, right, Sean?
Yes, sir.
And and he worked as a grounds worker too. I know I worked on a couple projects with him at various park sites when he was a 2. And then he also was a temp 3 at Sapwe for a bit for us to help out from a staffing coverage standpoint. But yeah, Sean really enjoys working as a team member, but he also excels as being an independent worker. He also enjoys the problem solving aspect of his tasks and his job, whether that was with grounds as well as with facilities. But one thing that his supervisors and crew leaders have shared about him over the years is no matter what the job is, he just gets stuff done. He's without being asked, he just sees where a need is and he fills it and takes care of what needs to be done. So a little bit of professional background on Sean, and then a little bit personal. He's raising his kids in town. He has a personal goal of owning his own home someday. He's got a lot of outdoor activities that he enjoys, hobbies, including fishing, camping, and just kind of anything outdoors is fun for him. I was told he's a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. I don't know if that's completely true still, or if it's more current because they're good again.
Oh man,
without Donovan McNabb at the QB spot for him.
Yeah, choking.
Yeah. So, but Sean is a great team member for CRPD, and he really takes pride in serving his community. So thanks, Sean, for your 5 years of service with the district.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the opportunities and the growth within the department, and like you guys just entrusting me as I move along through my career and just supporting me throughout with everybody that's around us. I really enjoy working with everybody, and then within this community I grew up in, there's nothing that's more rewarding than that. So thank you again very much.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go next with James Foster. James will step up to the podium, please. So what can I say about James? He's probably scared right now, but that's okay. Well, James came to CRPD 5 years ago with a degree in psychology and a minor in art from Pepperdine University. With that degree, he's the perfect fit to work with me and the rec team. He started out as administrative assistant for the recreation division, and very quickly we figured out the value of his talents and that he could do so much more for the department. After 4 years, he became the first analyst of the recreation division. He currently keeps our department in the know of trends, good PowerPoints, and is doing lots of research. He also allows us to serve the Conejo Valley to our fullest. He is great with the team and helps with requests from all of our units. Before James started to work for CRPD, he started his career at the Conejo YMCA. At the Y, he did everything from membership, aquatics, office manager. He's truly a James of all trades. If you ask James to help with something, even if he has never done it, he will figure it out, make it even better than you think you ever could have. He also is fluent in the language of Rochelle, which is very helpful. What James loves about working with CRPD is everything we do serves the greater good of the community, and everyone we work with has a desire to help others. Now let's get a little personal. James grew up in Simi Valley, went to Simi High, has 2 nephews, Garrett and Griffin. He's an avid video gamer, and his favorite game is Zelda. He loves Disney and Star Wars and the best vacation by far is Vegas. He loves to play blackjack and video poker. James adds so much to our team and really provides the details and verification that we are on the right track or sometimes going on the wrong path. He adds creativity and a different way to look at things on our team, and we are so grateful for all that he adds. Thank you very much for your dedication to the community and to the CRPD team, James.
I'll be pretty brief. I just want to say thanks, first of all, to Rochelle for taking a big risk on hiring me in the first place. Oh, sure. Also want to thank the board for not always just doing best by the community, but doing best by all of our employees here all the time. So thank you for all your support over the years. And yeah, thank you so much.
You want to come up here? Is that better? So we go wherever you want.
Is Christopher Saffire in the house?
Where's Ziggy? Where is he? Where? Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Christopher.
Where is he? Oh, he's over there.
So Chris Ziggy is his true name around here. Has worked for the district for over 15 years. He's been a part of our building maintenance crew for 14 plus years as a maintenance worker. And he recently was promoted to building maintenance crew leader this past summer. So Ziggy, originally from Buffalo, huge Buffalo sports fan, specifically the Bills. And so some things that Tom and Ziggy, because Tom and Ziggy knew each other for a while, even before working at the district, my understanding, they love to talk about their sports team. So Tom had a huge list ripping on the Bills. I wasn't going to do that to you. Just wanted to point out one stat. 5 years ago, hoping to get to the Super Bowl, hoping to win a Super Bowl, still hasn't happened yet. So, but I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat with you as Notre Dame. Yeah, we keep losing, but hopefully someday the Bills can pull through for you, Ziggy. So, but professionally, Ziggy's great. He gets positive feedback from the public as well as other staff. I've worked with Ziggy over the years on smaller projects, bigger projects. He's always willing to help, always willing to have creative solutions and ideas. But just always a smile. Ziggy always has a smile. He's happy to be here working, and so it's just infectious to be around Ziggy. And then he also puts up with my college football talk. So because I know he doesn't really care about college football, but he does put up with it. So I appreciate that. But Ziggy, big family guy, loves his family. He's now a grandpa of 2, right, Ziggy? Is it 2? 3. See, I miscounted. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. And so, but now he goes on vacation out of state to go help his family, not just to go on vacation, but to help his family. So he's a family guy through and through, but loves the outdoors, boating, swimming, all kinds of good stuff. And originally from Buffalo, New York. So traveled here when he was 19 years old, and he's been here ever since. Before CRPD, had a bunch of different professions and roles. One of which being an independent contractor. So that's where he gets all of his skills that he utilizes for the district facilities. Also owned a restaurant, was 15 years at Easy Rider Publications. And then I was told you worked probably about a day selling cars.
Yes.
So yeah, it's Ziggy's a pleasure to have with our CRPD team, and glad to be working with you, Ziggy. So thank you for your 15 years of service with the district.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't prepare anything.
Jon Ruwhiu is up next. So Jon Ruwhiu, Johnny Roo is what a lot of folks called Johnny. And been with the district for 15 years, started out as a contractor for 6 months in grounds and worked his way up from grounds worker 1 to a grounds worker 2. And he also filled in as a temp as a grounds worker 3 at Sapwe Trails. And then he's currently stationed at Wildflower Playfield. From personal note of Jon, he's joined by his wife, Melissa. It looks like Pearl's not here though, right, Mom? Nope, no Pearl. She's at cheerleading. So, but Jon's a class of 1986 Agora High School grad. Go Chargers. Loves his family. As I mentioned, wife Melissa and daughter Pearl, but his favorite part of his day is when he gets off work to be able to go spend time with Pearl and be a great dad with all the activities and all the good stuff that he gets to do. And he also likes playing sports and enjoys sports talk. Just seeing what the local teams are doing and all the different fun stuff that us guys like to talk about. So Jon's always game for that. He does have a handful of favorite teams, but he always roots for the local guy. So he big LA sports fan. As well as, are you still a Jets fan or you change your mind on that? Yeah, still a fan. Okay. It's been a rough year, but yeah. So, but professionally, Jon's a great team player, whether representing the district as individual or on a crew, he's just part of the team. So he does a great job. He's very qualified. He's competent, and overall, he's just a great guy. So, he does anything for anybody. So, as I mentioned before, he was a grounds worker 3 at Sapwe. That was actually when we were finishing construction. Jon stepped in to help oversee the grounds and maintenance of that once we opened the park. And he just slid right in, was able to execute, help the team out and fill the role as a grounds worker 3. And if you guys are aware, Sapwe Trails, very large park, very different than any other facility we have. And Jon was able to adapt and help out there. So Johnny's a great part of CRPD and we enjoy having him on our team. Thanks for your 15 years of service, Jon.
I just like to thank my coworkers, the administration, the board for sticking with me. It's been a wild 5 years. So thank the old timers who taught me when to take the bull by the horns and hang on. So once again, thank you.
All right, next is Megan. Come on up. All right, so Megan is celebrating 15 years of service tonight. Megan is the recreation coordinator for the Hillcrest Center of the Arts. Megan's involvement with the cultural unit began when she was 10 years old. She landed her first role in 1983 in a production of Sleeping Beauty. The performance was held at Borcher Community Center and served as a catalyst that sparked a passion for the arts. She participated in young arts ensemble productions throughout the years and ultimately went on to pursue an education in theater. She has a bachelor's degree in dramatic arts, a master's degree in Shakespeare and Renaissance literature and performance. Megan lights up when anyone speaks of the Young Artists Ensemble. It is a program that she is extremely proud of, rightfully so, because she has helped mold and develop it from a very young age. Her joy comes from how far the program has come. Young Artists Ensemble has won countless national youth arts awards over the years and has provided youth in our community the opportunity to learn and grow in a supportive environment. And they are now on Broadway, some of them. Megan has continued to make sure that the Young Artists Ensemble has the means to assist artists with ideas. She's creative in her fundraising efforts, putting together trivia nights, karaoke competitions, and all-you-can-eat cereal bars. Megan's support of our local youth has resulted in kids writing their own plays and having the means to stage them. She's truly an art advocate. The project that she's most recently proud of is putting together the Party to Remember show in the theater, which honored the career and retirement of Scott, her last supervisor. She was able to reach out to numerous alumni to come back and perform pieces from different eras of Scott's career. The show was extremely well produced and included video segments from people not able to attend in person. Megan has had the opportunity to produce direct, with her favorite show being a Midsummer Night's Dream, probably because she is a huge Shakespeare person. Last year, she was back producing, directing with a Hillcrest Players production of Comic Book Artist. Megan currently serves as the chair of the City of Thousand Oaks Art and Cultural Roundtable. Megan holds a special place in her heart for Borchard Park, as she would ride her bike through the park to school every day. She did her first play there, and her kids went to preschool there. Megan is joined tonight by her son Godfrey, who is 11, and Hero, who is 5 now. Thank you, Megan, for all that you've done for the CRPD and the community in the arts.
Thank you, and thank you for the lovely write-up that really encapsulates a lot about what I'm so proud of in my position here and my legacy here. I think when I look at the Young Arts Ensemble especially, I am so proud of what we have built and what it has become. And I watch the 40 years of alumni out in the world and all the things that they're accomplishing now. And it's an amazing feeling to see the strands and feel how connected we all feel by this amazing experience that we shared, and that I've been able to help make that possible for generations of kids. Thank you.
All right, Justin LeGrand. Yeah. So believe it or not, Justin is 20 years of service award tonight. So he's been with the district for half his life.
Yeah.
So pretty good stuff. Also a local product, also went to Thousand Oaks High School, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And so Justin is a grounds crew leader. He came in, worked his way up to be a crew leader through the grounds department. However, his first job was before he was out of high school, working as a community service worker within the Park District. And I won't get into that story.
Thank you.
But Justin can share that if he would like. So, but he currently oversees the North Crew, which includes Conejo and Thousand Oaks Community Parks. He works really well with his crews, and he's very helpful with his people as issues arise and problem solving and taking care of what he needs to take care of. On the personal side, Justin has a girlfriend, Michelle, with 2 kids. She's also a great cook, and Justin does a really good job of sharing with the guys and the crews to all the good cooking that he brings in. And so really good stuff, but he's able to raise his 2 kids here in town and enjoy the park system as they grow up. So that's something that I know that Justin's really proud of, to be able to share what he provides to the community, to his own family. But he has been enjoying camping and the outdoors, getting the kids out. He's also a huge LA sports fan. Go Kings, go Dodgers. One of his favorite things to do before fatherhood was to slip away and pick up a weekday game and catch a game down in LA and enjoy it. And I know occasionally he tries to still do that, but a little bit tougher when you got more responsibilities these days. But he still really enjoys watching and being a fan of his teams. And then Justin actually shared this with himself in his own words. He can do a perfect cartwheel. So Justin is a great team member and takes pride in serving his community. And he's mapping out his takeoff zone. But yeah, thank you, Justin, for your 20 years of service. We appreciate the work you do.
Wow, 20. Can't believe it. It goes by fast. Thank you, everybody, for honoring me today, and look forward to another 20.
Yes,
so
right on.
right, next up is Patty. All right. Patty is being recognized tonight for 20 years of service with the district, but her time with CRPD and her recreation career actually started before that. While obtaining her degree in recreation administration from Cal State Northridge, Patty worked as a recreation leader with CRPD from 94 to 98, working with both Lori and Scott at the Thousand Oaks and Conejo Community Centers. Upon graduating, Patty left CRPD and took a full-time job position with Pleasant Valley in Camarillo. After 5 years working for PVRPD, Patty returned to CRPD. I'm getting a little tongue-tied, sorry, Patty. In 2003 as supervisor of the Borchard Community Center. Outside of all the regular programming and facility oversight that comes with being a center supervisor, Patty created some new programs and partnerships that she is still very proud of to this day. Although not typically in the CRPD scope, Patty established a partnership with Food Share to begin a food distribution program at Fiore Fields. It lasted for several years and filled a community need. Additionally, the Borchard Skate Park was having an ongoing security and safety problem. The first attempt to solution was to hire security to monitor and regulate the behaviors, but Patty worked with the administration to create the first skate park specialist position that would ultimately be much more successful solution. Patty's supervision and work with skate community, they successfully revitalized the image of the skate park. And when looking back at her time at Borchard, Patty loved having young kids in the building and getting to know the generations of families that participated in programs. She vividly and fondly remembers playing a daily peekaboo game with the preschool kids, which always brought her much joy. In 2013, Patty moved to the Global Adult Community Center, where she is the supervisor. Although she had always gravitated towards children and she had never really thought about working with seniors, it took her all of about 5 minutes to fall in love with the population in the facility. Patty did great work at Borchard, but she was really solidified her CRPD legacy during her tenure at the Global Center, transforming it into one of the premier senior centers in the state, if not the entire country. Can you even imagine the Global Center without monthly themed parties? Prior to Patty, there weren't any. Fueled by her passion for seniors and combined with her creativity and attention to details, Patty has an amazing ability to turn anything into a festive celebration. With the help of her staff, Patty has been the brainchild behind so many popular programs, including the Super Bowl parties, the Dodger viewing parties, Shamrock dinners, Cinco de Mayo festival, barbecues, brats and beer, all sorts of things. Additionally, the festive decorations are always appreciated by the seniors, as many have expressed to her that they no longer decorate their own homes. So seeing holiday decorations bring them comfort and happiness. For all of the events Patty has established, she is most proud of the Veterans Day breakfast event, which just took place this past weekend. The daughter of a Navy veteran herself, this event makes her feel so proud to see the smiles on the faces of the veterans and to have the opportunity to show them appreciation that they're valued by their community. This was magnified in 2020 when Patty organized a drive-by appreciation to dozens of veterans' homes as gathering was prohibited due to COVID. Another huge contribution Patty has made to the Global Center is strengthening the relationship of the Global Commission, which allows the community center to do many things that they support. As many know, Patty loves shopping in her free time, but she has other hobbies too. She loves going to the movies, and she always brings popcorn for her favorite staff. Dodgers games, King games with her husband, Carl, and she is very involved grandma to her grandkids, Judah, who's 5, and Stelio, who's 2, which involves many trips back and forth to Colorado. One thing you may not know about Patty is that she served 8 years as a board of directors for the Pleasant Valley Rec and Park District. Patty has truly been instrumental in making this community a greater place to live for seniors. The range of services and programs, opportunities she has made possible is amazing, and this district would not be the same without her contributions. Patty loves the seniors, and the seniors absolutely love her, and we love her too. Thank you, Patty, for 20 years of service to the district and all of your hard work. We really appreciate it.
Like Justin, I spent half my life working with CRPD. I too am only 40. I wish. No, I don't wish, actually. I feel so blessed to have a 20-year, well, plus the 5 in Pleasant Valley, a 25-year career in recreation, serving community here in the Conejo Valley. Having a place to go every day that I enjoy. And I think because I enjoy it, it's not just the place, it's the people. And at whether it's at Borchard or at Goebel, the incredible staff that I work with, whether it be the part-timers or the full-timers. I couldn't do what I've done in my career without the staff. They support me. They know I'm a little crazy, but they still support me. And I come up with some wild ideas. And I just look at Mike and say, Mike, make it happen. And he just puts his head down and he makes it happen. I also, during these 20 years, I've brought with me, I don't know if you realize this, some other good things to CRPD. My son, Greg, worked for Thousand Oaks Center. What did he work for? Maybe a year and a half while he was in high school for Melissa. And my dad, Papa, he volunteers at the Goebel Center. My mother-in-law, Erica, she volunteers. Marge, my dad's wife, she volunteers at the tax program as well. And a ballroom. And whether he likes to or wants to come or not, my husband has been my #1 volunteer for the past 20 years. He comes to every single event and he volunteers and he cooks and he does whatever I need him to do. So you get 2 for 1. So it's a good deal. So thank you very much. I'm very proud to be a CRPD employee. And here's for another maybe 5 years.
Okay, look who's up. Our esteemed general manager, Jim Friedl. Woo! So now it's time to honor Jim Friedl for his 20 years of devoted service to the district. Now, each one of you here, with the exception of Jim, has only one boss. Our general manager is so special that he gets 5 bosses, and they're all sitting with him at the dais tonight. And he also has 4 direct reports, and those are the 4 of us sitting here at the staff table tonight. Now, although we could go on about Jim's education, his career path, his accomplishments, and his all-around wonderfulness, staff thought it would be more fun to play a game we are calling, How Well Do You Know Your Bosses? I see you're sweating, Jim, already. Here's how it works. Each board member has provided us with a few sentences about Jim. We will read each paragraph in turn, and Jim will have to guess who wrote it. Now, if he gets it right, he will hear this. Okay?
That's right.
That's right. Hey, Andrew told me they play this when good things happen at sports games, so I am going with the hype button.
Okay.
Okay? If you get it wrong, you're going to hear this.
All right.
Okay. I wonder if Godfrey could come over here and sit in this seat here. I need a prize runner. And I'm thinking he looks like he has the energy to do this for me tonight. Thanks, Melissa. Right in front of Melissa. So what's going to happen if Jim gets it right, he gets a prize. But if he gets it wrong, the board of directors he chose wrongly gets the prize instead. So there'll be a few winners here, I think. So Jim, are you ready?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, we're going to start at the end of the table with Andrew. Andrew, a dramatic reading, please.
Jim's passion for CRPD exudes him when he speaks about it. He goes above and beyond to attend as many community events as possible. He truly embodies the heart of this organization, and it trickles down through the staff and into all other aspects.
Who was that, Jim?
Doug Nichols. Why
I'm
would you
so
do this to
sorry.
me? This like.
Godfrey, please give Jim's favorite candy to Doug Nichols. Thank you. Okay, let's move along. Rochelle.
That's my new strategy. Make sure each boss gets.
All right, here's the next one. Some personal observations of Jim Friedl. Prefers cats to dogs. Avoids outdoor activities. Doesn't play well with others. Spends too much time caring for his car.
This is a
Ignores his
this is
friends
an
and
elementary school
family.
teacher kind of a thing.
Oblivious about community issues. Politically motivated. Out of touch with his subordinates. Never attends community events. Worries about which tie to wear to the board meetings.
Jim, who wrote that?
That's got to be Nelly. Gosh, dang it.
I'm sorry, it was not Nellie.
That was creative. That was really good. Like that was, I love that. Who did that?
Nellie, may I gift you with a Starbucks gift card, please? I hope you like coffee. There you go. Okay, moving right along, Jim, you're, 0 for 2
Still
so
have
far.
3 votes left, so okay.
Okay, Melissa, take it away.
Okay, and this is short, so you don't have much to work with. A sincere passion for people in life. He leads by example. He walks the talk and he walks Max too.
Yeah, that's nice. Marissa? Every board member is gonna get some. I can see it coming. Really?
Marissa, we gift you with one of Jim's favorite drinks, some Topo Chico mineral water. It's getting easier, Jim, I promise. Okay. Jim is a friendly, casual person. He excels in leadership and inspires others to make and reach goals that benefit the entire organization and community. He exceeds expectations in networking skills. Jim has a strong professional work ethic, providing an example to others in his employ. A pleasure to have on board, A+.
Thank you for that. That was a good hint. I'm gonna go with George Lang. I thought you were doing the whole A+ because George always writes A+ when he's writing you an email.
This isn't about me, Jim. Okay. Godfrey, please give these Altoids to George Lang. Jim, I have to say I'm disappointed.
There's no relationship whatsoever to this, right? You just made all this up.
We have one more and we think this is a gimme, but at this point, I'm not sure. Andrew, go for it.
For a number of years, Jim liked to pretend that he was 20 to 30 years younger. That he could still go out on the soccer fields and play the beautiful game in quotes. With the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings, actually, Jim did pretty well, playing defense and attack, and even on occasion keeper. For a couple of seasons, he teamed up with his brother. Other seasons, he got to play with 1 or 2 of his children. Very disappointing, however, that he was so well behaved that refs could not find an excuse to red card or even yellow card Jim.
Jim, who was that?
That is a guy who would give his own kid a red card. that was Chuck Huffer. Yeah.
Godfrey, please give these milk bone biscuits to Jim. Those are for Max. Yes.
That's creative. All right. Thank you.
Jim, 4 wrong, 1 right, but we have all the correct names on these readings. We'll give them to you because they were very heartfelt.
Yes.
And we really appreciate the board for playing along. That was a lot of fun. But honestly, none of us could ask for a better boss. We're so proud of working for the district and working for you. So thank you for everything, and thank you for being such a great sport too.
Thank you, guys. So I did not prepare anything as some other folks here because I actually forgot that I would actually have to say something. So this is all heartfelt and from the hip. But first, 20 years means, I don't know, 25 board meetings a year. So that's like 400 or 500 board meetings with you guys, like the 10 in here that are here week after week. And I'm so grateful to work with the administrators and Aline that I see day in and day out, prior administrators. So those are your family. That's your work family that you spend so many hours with. And I'm just so grateful for you guys. I started working in high school and college as a camp counselor, still my favorite job I've ever had to this day. And when I had a chance to leave the city and come to the Park District, I thought, man, I want to do something that works with my educational skills and kind of some of the stuff I learned at the city, but still work for Park. So what my greatest joy is to work, what I think of as working for all of you guys, the frontline staff. You guys are the people that make CRPD special, which I think makes Thousand Oaks special. The frontline staff, the folks that, you know, are on the grounds guys out in the parks, the rec leaders, all of their staff supporting them, of course, management, everyone needs to make sure we pay our bills and stuff. But the people here is what makes CRPD so great. And then to the board, I apologize. I got that totally all wrong for you guys, but I do feel so lucky. I do have 5 bosses, but they're 5 really great people that all decided to do this for, first and foremost, the big paycheck. I think, but in all seriousness, you are doing this essentially as volunteers because you guys love the community as well. So being able to work on a team with all of you guys on behalf of the public is just a great joy. And I don't really have how many more years, but I'm just grateful for the ride. It's great. So thank you.
All right, Dee. So what game are we playing for you? No, I'm teasing. Come on up, Dee. So exciting. I don't have any dog treats for you.
That's okay.
Sorry. All right. So although Dee Pearson is officially celebrating 25 years of service tonight, her employment with CRPD began, am I allowed to say that? 40 years ago.
Wow.
That's what they told me.
1982. You're right.
Dee started with the Park District in 1982 as a Wildwood summer camp counselor, a job that she really enjoyed and continued to do seasonally for 3 years while going to college. In the summer of 1986, Dee was hired as an assistant pool manager at the Thousand Oaks High School. She was asked to return the following 2 summers as the pool manager. Dee did decide to leave the Park District for a short stint and work at the YMCA in Florida. She returned to us in 1991 and started working for the sports unit, first as a recreation leader and then getting promoted to a specialist position. Dee oversaw aquatics operations at the Newberry Park and the Thousand Oaks High School pools throughout the summers. In 2009, the community pool at CLU opened with Dee at the helm. This launched a new era for the Park District where year-round swimming lessons could now be offered. The pool's success resulted in a full-time position being created, and it was only fitting that Dee become the first CRPD aquatics coordinator. Dee continued to add programming and take on new user groups year after year. Before long, she was offering swim camps, CPR, first aid classes, triathlon classes, water exercise programs. Lessons continued to boom and the pool was busy all day, every day. This required a staff of 20 or more year-round part-time employees, as well as 60 over additional seasonal needed to run more classes and operate the high school pools in the summer. Recruiting, training, and supervising staff became a full-time job in and of itself. So in 2014, Dee was promoted to supervisor. Dee has worked tirelessly to support the growth of aquatics programs within the community. Her personality makes her a natural at customer service and building relationship. She works closely with our partners at CLU and CVUSD to ensure facilities are all well maintained. Dee has always prided herself on meeting or exceeding revenue goals. She works hard to make sure the pool covers costs and that lessons are good value for the community. Dee has always thought of CRPD as a home away from home. What would a job and recreation be if you didn't have a little fun throughout her career? She has fond memories of working at Crawley House and having silly string parties, playing pranks and posting missing pictures on milk cartons when her supervisor was out doing sports field inspections. Dee's strong work ethic, let's get back to that, has guided her for the past 40 plus years, a quality that she has tried to pass down to all the staff that have worked under her. She comes to work every day thinking that she is lucky to work here, but we are all here tonight, Dee, to tell you that we are lucky ones to have had you working the past 25 plus years on behalf of this community. Dee is here with her husband, Dan, and I believe Darby's here also. Yeah, many of us have been around to see, not me, but many people in the room have been around to see the Parson girls, Dana, Darby, and Dallas grow up at CRPD, kids enrolled in many of the programs and area sports teams. Dee and Dan got married at the picnic area at the Conejo Community Park. Dee attributes her successful career to her supportive family. Dee, congratulations on many years with us, and thank you for all that you do for the community.
Thank you, Michelle. First of all, I would like to point out Dallas is here too. So, and Dan P is in the back. And my mom, yes, my little cheerleading Donovan's here, Darby and Goom. So my whole family, but I'd like to thank, wow, you guys, 25, 40 years, whatever it is. I so appreciate it. You know, I'd say I've seen this board probably turn at least 5 times, except maybe George. But, you know, the Park District really took a chance on me back in 09 and in 82 originally, but, you know, in 2009. And I owe so much to you guys for giving me the opportunity to raise my family. I'm going to get all choked up. So. But anyway, thanks so much. And hopefully, you know, like Patty says, 5 more years, we'll do it. All right. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Loretta. Is she on Zoom? Okay. I hope you can hear us, Loretta. Waiting. You can wait.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, but can you see me?
No. No.
There, click on that. Yeah. Now?
No, not yet.
Well, I can see me.
Mark's working on it.
Oh. Hi, everybody. Boy, those were nice.
Yay.
Yeah. Jansen, come here right now. Come on. Come on. Behind me. Here, come on. There you go.
Okay. Well, and so I have to point out that at least 5 times today, Loretta told me to keep this short and sweet. So I'll try, but maybe not. So, okay. Loretta began her career at CRPD in 1997. She started as a part-time accounting clerk and rose through the ranks of the finance department to become the accounting supervisor in 2012. She is the go-to person for everything related to finance. No one works harder than she does to keep things running smoothly with a large workload, which includes not only CRPD, but also MRCA. Loretta is responsible for managing cash flow, payroll, and payment processes, as well as maintaining our accounting system for both agencies. She runs her department like a tight ship with a crew that exemplifies teamwork and adaptability. And speaking of her crew, I wanted to share some comments from the crews of MRCA and CRPD about Loretta. The first is, she is always very knowledgeable. I always think of her as the go-to person over at CRPD in the same way we thought of Russell as the go-to person for MRCA. Loretta is one of the most dedicated and hardworking employees I know. She is also very helpful and genuinely cares about the district and its employees. She sacrifices her time and energy for the well-being of others. There are only 3 of us in the accounting under Loretta, doing all the payables and payroll for both CRPD and MRCA. During the summer months, as well as year-round, she knows when we are a bit overwhelmed, okay, a lot overwhelmed, and rolls up her sleeves and helps us finish to make sure everything gets done in time. I feel so fortunate to have Loretta as my supervisor. Her energy is contagious. Her knowledge and experience are boundless. Many thanks to Loretta. I've learned so much from her in the short amount of time I've been here. So in addition to that, I also asked people to describe Loretta in one word.
Oh.
The most common answers I got were tenacious, diligent, and reliable. The favorite one I got, which I'm going to try not to mispronounce, is indefatigable because she's nonstop and has so much energy. But I also got over 30 other words to describe Loretta. So I asked ChatGPT to use all of them in a new introduction for her. So here's the ChatGPT introduction for Loretta based on her colleagues' descriptions. Meet Loretta, a delightful blend of tenacity and professionalism with an unwavering spirit and an unyielding commitment to excellence. She is the epitome of reliability. Detail-oriented and intelligent, Loretta navigates challenges with a keen eye for precision and a mind brimming with knowledge. This indefatigable individual is not just hardworking, but a true warrior, a tough cookie with a heart of gold. Efficiency is Loretta's middle name, persistently tackling tasks with diligence and a can-do attitude. Behind every success story is Loretta's altruistic nature, always ready to lend a helping hand and support those around her. In the world of Loretta, there's no challenge too great, no detail too small, and no effort too much. She stands as a beacon of persistence, radiating positivity and unwavering dedication. With Loretta by your side, you're not just getting a reliable professional, you're gaining a supportive ally and a true force to be reckoned with. So, and on a personal note, she is my go-to person that shares the office wall with me. So even though I had Cheryl to call when I needed help coming to CRPD, I could just yell through the wall at Loretta, and 9 times out of 10, she would know the answer. So I'm very appreciative of that. So also to place my little spin on it, because I'm the beach surfer type, I also asked ChatGPT to rewrite all of that the way a surfer would write it. And I have that, and it's going on your office door tonight until you come back after Thanksgiving. So if anyone wants to see the surfer version of Loretta, you can check it out. So thank you for 25 years, and now even ChatGPT knows how awesome you are.
Oh, I love it, Melissa. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. 25 years, I can't believe it. But then when I think back, well, Jim and Matt were young men back then. But I really appreciate everything you've said. I love you guys. I love my work, people. And thank you so much.
All right, we got one more, Matt Kouba.
Hey, how do we get me out? That's Matt.
You can skip your part and go to mine if you want.
So Matt's joined by his wife, Beth, and his daughter, Caitlin. And so Matt's been with the district for 25 years. He has a background in parks, getting his bachelor's degree at California Pomona University. He also has a graphic arts degree from Pasadena City College. He has a wide range of background with the district, but as well as other park agencies. So he has worked for the U.S. Forest Service, worked for LA County Parks and Recreation, the city of Malibu, and with CRPD, he's worked 5 years as a ranger. He was 4 years as a rec coordinator at Dos Vientos and Conejo Community Center, and then he's been the park superintendent for almost 16 years now. So vast background experience, and so which helps Matt in his day-to-day work. He handles a wide variety of people, a wide variety of issues that arise, anywhere from an off-leash dog to a major mainline break that's flooding the soccer field. So Matt is always courteous, he's professional, and is a great part of the team. He has been instrumental over the years, and I've seen it myself in my short time with the district, and the level of professionalism he provides for his staff, whether it's the culture that he's providing, the hiring process, the training, all the good tools and resources that he's developed through the division. And Matt also works really well with the public and volunteer groups. So different things that arise through the normal operations, as well as, you know, living here in Thousand Oaks. So personally, Beth is his high school sweetheart. They have 3 children, Jessica, Daniel, and Caitlin. They currently live in town. They have a lot of fun with their family adventures, just fun hanging out, doing stuff. But also Matt is just a really cool grandpa. So he's got 3 grandsons and super fun. Matt has a very diverse set of hobbies. I am not going to list all those hobbies, but Matt has shared over the years, basically, if it isn't mainstream, if it includes fire and it's outdoors, Matt has probably done it, and enjoys doing it, and he can teach you about it. So, but I've enjoyed getting to know Matt over the years, sharing a hallway, not a wall, but a hallway. And so we've worked together closely over the years, but then also just the level that he brings every day and wants to make the world, but the community a better place. So, but then also 2 things that Matt loves to remind me about is that he has better hair than me, and he has a daughter that's older than me. And that's him. That's not me making that joke. He likes to point that out. So Matt has made a significant impact for CRPD and the general community. And thank you, Matt, for your 25 years of service.
Hello, youngsters. When I started here, we didn't have Googly Docs and Zoom and Chat CBGB or whatever. We didn't have Pickly Ball. The trucks didn't even have air conditioning, and that's true. We had stupid phones like this one, and I challenged these 2 new IT people to text me with it. I need that back. It belongs in the museum. We had a crew that physically moved sprinklers around the soccer fields to water them. Think about that. I stood right there as a ranger. There were no walls in this building. There was a skateboard ramp there, and everything was covered with graffiti. That is also true. Before CRPD moved up here, there were no windows, nothing. Dramatic. When I was a ranger, when we built a trail, it was uphill both ways. Seriously, there have been so many changes in society and here at CRPD since I've been here. I can't imagine what the next 25 years is going to be. I want to thank my wife. I don't really talk like that. I want to thank my wife and family for letting me hike and dress up like one of the village people, build dragons for haunted trails, have a camp name, grow grass, and play on playgrounds for a living. It was really a lot of fun. I want to thank the rec department for letting me play at Dos Vientos and the Conejo Community Center. I want to thank all the Hillcrest people for putting up with my office. I'm beyond proud to have the great professional park staff, maintenance staff, and they make sure that my grandkids have nice fields to play soccer on, and my son to coach on. And for the Rangers that are like brothers to me, keeping the trail safe and fun. To the board for all the great hugs over the years. And to all of you park professionals out there, I started volunteering at a park when I was 12. And I got hired as a rec leader when I was 15. So it's more than half my life. So to all of you park people out there, the board, everybody, you folks watching out in TV land, all of you, please keep enjoying what you do every day. You make a difference. Be good.
And then we do have a late joining staff. Is Marcus on? They're working. Can he hear us? Or we can do it another time too. Marcus, can you hear her? Nothing, Matt. Okay, but we can reschedule then, shall we? Sorry, Marcus, next time. Yeah, so we're gonna do a group picture with all the service awards and the board.
Yeah, we'll do the picture.
Oh, comments, I'm
after the
sorry.
Board comments. So, wow. I'm going to start on this end with Doug, and we ask the presenters to do it. I'm going to ask board members to try to keep it within 15 or 20 minutes apiece. So, Doug.
Yeah, I have three. I have at least 3 to 5 sentences for each member of ours. What an austere group. I mean, and a fantastic group at the same time. And just, it's amazing. As I go around the different facilities, the different events, the different parks, I see all of you working, whether it's, you're pulled in from some other location or it's your day-to-day routine. And it doesn't really matter where I see you or what you're doing. I mean, you're just like a very pleasant, happy, smiling group of people. And when I hear the comments about, I love this job, I love the people I work with, I love this community, I mean, it shows in what you do. And it also is a reflection of the park district. You are the face of the park district. We get some accolades, but you are the ones that actually make this park district what it is. And I appreciate that. I just was, thinking some of the, like Matt Kouba and his family, just saw him at the Haunted Trail, and they always dress up in some fantastic costumes. It's not like just showing to see how things are going. I mean, they're in it to win it. They're just, and I appreciate that, where it's just, you can see the enthusiasm within our staff. And to hear things like, Patty, well, I just remember 2-2 Tuesdays all the time. I can't help that. It just the legacy, that comes from things that you just spur as an idea, and now it becomes a tradition. And then with the pool programs that just started with an idea, and then all of a sudden it becomes, everyone has this expectation of more and more. And I see that, throughout, and yet what I'm always reminded of, and I see this, particularly like at concerts at the park, where we have our grounds crew trying to make sure things get ready and then putting everything away. Not a whole lot of attention gets paid to that. And yet without that effort, the concert in the parks wouldn't happen. So from top to bottom, I just want to express my appreciation. I know our general manager is in the crowd tonight as well for being recognized, but across the board, there's no job too small in this organization, because everybody needs to pitch in. And I see that time and time again. So thank you all so much for your time. And I think collectively, it's 215 years that we recognize tonight. That's what makes the organization run, is your effort. So thank you all so much.
Nellie?
Yes, well, you know what was exciting for me when I looked at this group is Director Nichols and I have now been here for 5 years, and I actually recognized most of your names. So it's taken me a while to get to know all of the employees, and it's exciting for me that I've seen all of you in action. And I want to especially, congratulate our ground workers, Matt, Sean, Ziggy, John, Justin, Marcus, and Joe, because you're the ones that everybody is seeing in our parks. If the parks were in bad condition, it doesn't reflect well on all of CRPD. So thank you for all of your hard work. Our parks are gorgeous. And James, you made quick progress, didn't you? I mean, boy, now I'm seeing your name signed on all of those papers in our packet. And Megan, of course, Young Artist Ensemble is huge to my heart. I kind of saw you kind of growing up in there with my kids. So that's wonderful that with all of the degrees that you have, that you came back here and made a difference in your hometown. You could have probably gone anywhere, but you came here. So thank you so much for that. Patty, when the senior center was built, I never thought I'd go to it, but you know what? It's my favorite place in town. So time goes by. Dee, thank you so much for all the work with the pools. I never really went to the pools till I had grandkids, and we've had a lot of fun there. So that's a big job, getting all those lifeguards and everything going there. And it's a wonderful addition to our community. And Loretta, I was glad to see you. I don't know if she's there. I see Loretta's name so much. I hear so much about Loretta. This is the first time I've ever seen Loretta. I had this image of Loretta in my mind for years. And so I'm glad I finally saw Loretta. She's one of those behind the scenes peoples that's doing all the accounting and isn't really making a face, but somebody we absolutely have to have. So that was my first thought. Loretta, I'm going to see Loretta, even though it was just on the screen. And Matt, when I was at Haunted Trail, America's talking to this, huge dragon, huge blow up dragon that I thought some teenager was in. And then she goes by Matt, and I go, was that Matt Kouba? And she goes, oh yeah. Like, of course, that was Matt Kouba. And if you haven't seen his office, it looks like a nature reserve. And so he must be a great fun grandpa, and to be the superintendent of grounds and a park as diverse as ours, as you can hear of all the things that goes on here, that's really quite an accomplishment. Jim, I gave you an A+. I am the teacher. Okay.
I get
So,
it.
yeah. Well, what I think is that you have never had comments from your teachers that have been that glowing. So you picked the non-glowing comments to think that that was a teacher. So you've come a long way, Jim, to be able to get that good of a report card. So anyway, it's such a joy to work with all of you. Thank you so much. So.
Marissa?
Okay, so I have to say I have a really big, it was very special to me that Jon LaFrenais, who I've known since first grade, that's how long we've known each other. He's one of my oldest friends in town, was getting an award tonight. I was super excited to see that. And then Justin and I have known each other since high school, and it was amazing to work with him on the chili cook-off. Same with Ziggy, was like the most hopeful person I've ever worked with when getting ready for the chili cook-off. He's always the one helping me keep the beer cold the day before, and I appreciate that. Very important job. And Jim, I'm shocked you've been here this long. I didn't realize. Congratulations. I thought you were so much younger. Okay. And to Matt, I appreciate you showing me the Sapaway trails and introducing me to Frisbee disc and all the different types of discs there were. That was pretty impressive to see. And the rest of you, I look forward to getting to know better. I'm so inspired by all of your passion for this community, and I feel so grateful to be a part of it. Thank you for your service.
All right, could we start the timer here before I turn this over to George? So, Director Lang.
Thank you, Chair Huffer. Oh my gosh. As Director Nichols mentioned, over 200 years, I was telling that also, That's a lot of years of your life, getting up every morning during the week and so forth, and coming to CRPD and contributing to a great organization. As some of you know, we were in the top 4 in the nation as far as rec and park districts, #1 in the state, and that's because of you. I mean, I could, as you know, say a lot about all of you. I'm just going to pick out a few because our chair asked that I keep it down as far as the number of words, but I'm going to start with the last one, Matt Kouba. I have, as all board members, we have different friends in the community that have certain passions, and they go to parks and they look at this and check out that, and they always, you know, share it with the board members. And I have so many items that come to me that I pass on to Matt because I know he'll solve the problem. He'll find the right person to make things right. So Matt is a great person. I knew him as a ranger and so forth. It's just fabulous. All the employees, I could say the same thing. Loretta, whether she's online or not, she has done so much associated with various finance situations that happen in today's world, unfortunately. I'm going to go on to Dee. We go to conferences, national conferences and so forth, and we hear about the aquatics program at the various districts across the country. And when I can tell them that we're profitable, our aquatics program is not only offering all these many programs, but we're still profitable. That's unheard of in aquatics. So I don't know, Dee, if you have the statistics compared to other aquatics, rec and park across the country, but I would say that we're probably in the top 1, if not. Is that true? Yeah, I know that because talking to other boards and other districts, you know, we are #1. Goodness sakes, Megan, there she is. And I assume you hear back from Scott every once in a while, and I hope he's doing well. But you've been his right-hand person and one of his many contributors to that department that made that #1. We've gotten a number of awards because of what you've done, and Scott and so forth. So really appreciate you. Well, I'm gonna kind of come. James Foster, when he said he's been here 5 years, I couldn't believe it because I thought he just started a couple years ago, but he's done so many things and contributed to the park district that's made it what it is today. All of you do. All of you contribute to make this the wonderful place for employment and the type of situation where we're known in our community and outside of our community because of what you've done. So I'm going to try and wrap it up with Sean and so forth and what he has contributed. But anyway, thank you all. We are really blessed to have each of you here at the CRPD, and I hope that if your career allows it, you're here another 5, 10 years or whatever it is. So thank you and God bless.
Well, I just want to add my thanks to what the other board members have already said. It's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces. It's so wonderful to see people who are relatively new to the district with only 5, maybe 10 years. People who've been here for 25 years and promised they're going to be here for another 25 years is absolutely wonderful. I am a little bit disappointed, Andrew, when you did your last presentation for Matt that you didn't put a sunset up on the screen, because somehow I always associate Matt with sunsets. Maybe it's because whenever he's doing a Costco presentation, he always gives us a picture of a sunset. So Patty, I hardly recognize Patty without being in a costume. I mean, in your civvies, it's so unusual. I'm accustomed to seeing you in some costume or another. So It's nice to see Dee someplace other than by the swimming pool. I happen to live very close by and I walk by the pool pretty much every day. And if she sees me or I see her, you'll say, hey, how you doing? But as Director Nichols said, the total hours that are represented here, just from those being honored, but you add in everyone else who's here as an employee, I'm sure we have 400 or 500 hours or years of experience represented here tonight, and the total hours and the total years in the district is absolutely phenomenal. To hear from you folks, how much you enjoy what you're doing, again, whether it's been for 5 years or for 25 years, how much you enjoy the people that you work with. But what's most important, although maybe one or two of you are a little bit behind the scenes in the jobs that you do for the district, most of you, and someone made the comment before, most of you represent the face of the district. It's you folks who are out there, whether you're at Dos Vientos or Thousand Oaks Center, Conejo Center, you're at the swimming pool, or you're at the Global Center. It's you folks who are interacting and interfacing with our customers out there, who are all the 130, 140,000 people in our community. And it's you folks that we hear about, that we get all the compliments about what a wonderful job you do in maintaining the parks, what a wonderful job you do in putting on the various programs that we have every year for all of our constituents, whether it's for the preschoolers up through the seniors and everybody in between. It's you folks that make our district what it is. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that all of you do and will continue to do for the Park District. So we will ask all the folks that we recognized, if you can come up front, we'll try to squeeze all 50 or 60 of you into a picture here. And then so that I don't forget, as I always tell when we have a large group like this, after we're done with the pictures, you're more than welcome to stay for the balance of our meeting, but don't feel like you absolutely have to unless you want to.
I was gonna come back to you and then I.
You're a hugger.
All right. We have two folks who have submitted speaker cards. We do have another special presentation, but what we're going to do is jump a little bit on the agenda, and we're going to move to items from the public, and then we're going to go back to finish up our special presentations. So you've been here this long, you can wait a little bit longer. Is that what you're saying? Okay, all right. Well, in that case, we'll stick with the agenda. We have a special presentation about special broadcast marketing TV. Who's presenting this?
Test. Okay.
Hello.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for swapping with us, because if you guys thought that was fun, you guys are actually in for a treat. So, so we'll go ahead and start. Good evening, Chair Huffer, and members of the board, live caption audience, and everybody in TV land. My name is Charlene Morla Garcia. I'm CRPD's Marketing and Communications Supervisor, and
I'm Juan Garcia, Marketing and Communications Assistant.
And we are
Team
Garcia. So, like I said, we have a special treat for you guys today. It's not your typical presentation, right? We are the creative team of CRPD, so we are allowed to have a little bit more fun with our presentation. So tonight, we've got this cool, funky way to show you guys everything that we do in marketing land for CRPD, everything from capturing the history and archiving that through our cameras and our lenses and our designs, to all the layouts and all the support that we provide to our units and parks, and marketing all of that through social media, our website, print. And so with that,
Sit back and relax. Tonight, we're going to be enjoying some channel surfing on CRPD TV.
in the heart of Conejo Valley, over 6 decades ago, a resilient community banded together to create something extraordinary, a park district that would stand the test of time. But how does a vision become a legend? Join us on this journey as we unravel the captivating history of CRPD's marketing efforts, where logos, brochures, websites, and social media converge to tell a remarkable tale. At the very core of CRPD's identity lies the iconic tree. Over the years, this symbol of strength and growth has evolved in step with the district itself. Its story is but a glimpse into the grand narrative of CRPD's marketing odyssey. The pages of the Recreation Program Guide bear witness to the relentless commitment of CRPD's marketing team. What started as a modest booklet has blossomed into a comprehensive brochure teeming with recreation programs, captivating photos, and an array of events. Today, it reaches an astonishing 56,000 households throughout the Conejo Valley, a true testament to the district's indomitable spirit. And let us not forget the digital realm, where CRPD's marketing prowess shines brightly. The World Wide Web brought new horizons, and CRPD did not hesitate to seize the opportunity. In 2000, they unveiled their first website, www.crpd.org. With the guidance of CRPD's marketing wizards, the website transformed from a modest creation to a bustling hub with an average of 17,000 monthly visitors. In the records of social media history, April 2, 2012 marked a significant milestone for CRPD. They embarked on a journey into the realm of Facebook, a mere digital seedling with only a handful of followers. Today, it flourishes with over 12,000 dedicated community members. But CRPD's social media dominance doesn't stop there. It extends to Instagram with 3,300 followers, LinkedIn, and YouTube. The evolution of CRPD's marketing is a saga of determination and innovation. From its humbling beginnings to its digital renaissance, it's a testament to the power of community and the enduring strength of an oak tree that stands tall.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Cooking Up a Tasty Website. For today's episode, we're adding some special ingredients to our website stew. First up, we've got our all-ingredient FDO sprinkle. It's like a magic dust for your website. Just sprinkle it over your content and voila, your website becomes search engine friendly. SEO, or search engine optimization, is all about making your website easier to find on Google or other search engines. Here at Marketing, we're always looking at new ways to make our website even better. And now let's add our all-new accessibility sauce. This sauce works wonders by making your website inclusive and user-friendly for everyone, regardless of their abilities. With accessibility sauce, your website becomes a welcoming space for all, just like magic. Doesn't that smell tasty? That is a great website, and it's just one of the few ways that marketing is working on making a better website for all. That's all the time we have today. See you guys next time on Cooking Up a Tasty Website. I've been Chef Juan. Have a great night.
Viene a hacer comunidad el 4 de noviembre, 4 a 8 de la tarde. Convértete en la vibrante cultura con mariachi en vivo y bailes folclóricos. Explora una variedad de vendedores, saborea deliciosa comida, disfruta de juegos emocionantes y maravíllate del increíble desfile de autos. No te pierdas la diversión. Te esperamos en el Festival de los Puertos el 4 de noviembre.
Valley residents, my name is Juan and I am your weatherman. Let's take a look at the forecast for CRPD marketing over the next year. In the forecast, you can actually see next month we're expecting an all new program guide coming your way. We're shaking things up by sorting classes by age group instead of center, making it more convenient for you to find classes that fit your interests. But that's not all. Brace yourselves for some thrilling website updates that are sure to be on the horizon. We're revamping our online space to make it more user-friendly and informative. And we're not stopping there yet, folks. We'll be introducing an intranet for CRPD employees where they can access important information and documents. We're taking convenience to an all-new level. That's it for me and weather, kicking it off to Shar with the news.
Juan for that exciting update. Now let's shift gears to some exciting news happening within CRPD's marketing team. A new chapter is unfolding as we proudly announce the formation of a new marketing committee. This marketing committee consists of supervisors and coordinators across the district and is bent on analyzing and strategizing marketing efforts for a brighter tomorrow. And in the world of social media, a new committee is taking shape, aiming to elevate our presence across the various platforms while maintaining the right tone and branding. Stay tuned for some exciting updates coming your way. There's some exciting times for CRPD, and we can't wait to see the action take place. I'm Shar with CRPD News, and we wish you a great day in Conejo Valley. What you doing? What do they ask you for?
They're asking for flyers, banners, posters, social media coverage, press release, a graphic for each TV. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like, can't they do it themselves?
You're being so dramatic. Take a chill pill. We've got this in the back.
Yeah, I always like the hand. In reality, I really like it.
So like we'll receive our marketing requests from different community centers, and from there, Caroline should divide the work. We'll get it done and send it off to the center for approval. So, what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
My God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh my,
What's going on, Juan?
what happened? We had like one more thing to show them.
Everything okay over there? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to just continue from here.
Yeah.
So, if you guys look at the screen here, you will notice a logo. Not our typical logo that we have right behind you guys, but it's actually a logo refresh. And just to give you guys a heads up, for the past couple of months, we've been working with the Art Ad Hoc Committee, which consists of a couple of your board members. So thank you for that. And they've been feeding us or giving us suggestions on how we could refresh this logo. And so having the talent of Juan on our team, I'm going to go ahead and have him continue and tell you about this refresh.
As we conclude our 60th anniversary, our initial plan was to revert back to our standard logo, like the one you see behind you. But after thoughtful consideration, we saw this as an opportunity to give this logo a refresh, which in turn would help us address many of the issues as a district that we've had when it came to printing it. Such as like when we size it too small, it would turn into a blob, or the gradient just not printing out. So on shirts, we actually have a different logo than what we have in other forms of media. And so with that, collaborating with the Ad Hoc Art Committee, Marissa, Nelly, thank you. From there, we dedicated time to create a refreshed version of the logo, which not only embraces a contemporary look, but more importantly, it pays homage to the initial vision that Tex Ward had set when he designed the initial logo. With that, we're open for questions.
You realize that you folks have made it very difficult for any future presenters and special presentations to have even a chance.
That was the point.
Anyway, Director Lang, any comments or questions?
Just seeing your creation and listening to you and seeing your end results, just again enforces that we've got a great park district. There's probably very, very few other park districts across the nation that have the capabilities of making a presentation that you did and with what you've come up with. So congratulations. We're very proud to have you as our team members. Thank you.
Director Buss?
That was so creative and entertaining. I absolutely loved it. And I just really appreciate both of you and working with you on the Art Ad Hoc Committee. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Director Cusworth?
Wow, you have some pretty good computer skills there. That looked really professional. You obviously get along pretty well. You must like working together to put together something like that. And I hope that we have our new logo on the dais there. That would look really nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, it was a great logo. And did you all notice the bunny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, great job.
Director Nichols?
Thank you. I did have a question. How were you able to put together those old TV screens when you're way too young to have ever seen them? Yeah, no answer required on that. No, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. And I thought that whole presentation was a refresh, just kind of to pick things up. Which is nice because I think even with, and I knew we were forewarned about the program having a new look and a new approach, but I think that's necessary. It's nice to have consistency, but it's also nice to kind of pick things up a notch. So I think, kind of blending those together, using your skills, using the media, using, different avenues to get the information out there, definitely will be worthwhile. So, keep it up. We'll see you at our next presentation. We'll look forward to it in 2 weeks, because I know this only took you like this afternoon to get it done. But thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I just want to add my thanks and congratulate you on the creativity. It's sort of, it's not totally related, but when you're showing the old TV screens and the test pattern, I happened to be listening to a podcast a week or so ago about the origins of Sesame Street, which of course was very creative. And it turns out that one of the creators of Sesame Street first got the idea that kids might like watching TV when he came downstairs and his 3-year-old was staring at the test pattern. Because back in the old days, they didn't have 24-hour TV. TV went off at 11 o'clock and didn't come back on until 6 o'clock in the morning. So the little kid would sit there staring at the test pattern, just like you had there. So just like the creators of Sesame Street, we expect great and wonderful things from you folks. Thank you so much. Okay, zipping right along through our agenda here, we are at items for the public, and I appreciate very much patience from our two speakers. First one we have a card for is Janet Wall. If you'd step to the podium, please, and just give us your name.
Good evening, Chair Huffer, board members, and CRPD staff. I hate to be the downer after such a lovely celebration and all the awards. My name is Janet Wall. I've lived at 1901 Tamarack across from Triumphal Park for 38 years. We appreciated staff meeting with us last week to explain a potential trial program for 4 pickleball courts. I'm opposed to the trial program, which would lead to establishing multiple pickleball courts inside neighborhoods like ours, where homes are close and sounds echo. The impulsive, high-pitched, high-frequency sound from pickleball play causes emotional and physical stress with continual exposure. As witnessed in articles, blogs, and newscasts, people become angry and irritable when they can no longer enjoy their homes. My request for a 1-hour pickleball demonstration on the potential 4 courts during our meetings did not work out. I do not oppose pickleball or the people who enjoy the game. Locations of courts is critical, however. At the meetings held last week, pickleball players expressed their passion by insisting opponents will suddenly adopt their point of view. We all can understand that people don't hear noise the same way when they are enjoying the activity that produces the noise. We can empathize with their passion because all of us are passionate about things we love and what we love to do. The way sound is calculated for this relatively new sport is being studied, reconsidered, and sometimes litigated. Noise ordinances will eventually be changed as more studies prove the emotional, mental, and physical challenges noise pollution causes to human health and to wildlife. But change takes time. In the meantime, this proposal is on the horizon. I understand and admire very much your goal to serve the community by meeting its needs. Pickleball player numbers are increasing and they want more courts. Some cities like Agora Hills and the city of Westlake Village have found locations inside buildings or 1,000 feet away from homes for pickleball court development. Please reconsider the idea of holding pickleball trials and look beyond the 2 targeted parks where homes are very close to this potential noise hazard. Triumphal Park doesn't and hasn't had any activity we consider an ongoing nuisance, noise or otherwise. I've submitted a lengthy letter tonight containing some cursory research and suggestions that I hope you'll take the time to read. Thank you for listening.
Good. Thank you, Janet. I'm sure you're aware of public comment. We can't ask any questions or say anything further, but I know you're on our mailing list, and when pickleball comes up on our agenda, you'll be made aware of that fact. So the second speaker card I have, and I apologize in advance if I'm butchering your name, is Mr. Khorshid.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You did an excellent job on pronouncing it correctly. And appreciate the time, board. What a wonderful evening to be here. thanks to the staff for the amazing job that they've done. It's impressive how lucky and blessed that we are to have them serving the community. Among that staff is Jim and Andrew for coming out and speaking to us residents in the Foxmore Hills area and adjacent to Triumphal Park regarding the pickleball proposals. I too echo Janet's concern about noise. I do appreciate the balancing act that staff is trying to accommodate the need or the desire for pickleball throughout the city. However, there are serious concerns that the residents have. I live in Foxmore Hills, which is adjacent to Triumphal Park with my wife. And we've heard quite a number of the residents that live either adjacent to the park or near the park that have voiced serious concerns about what Janet called, and I concur with, a nuisance. That'll be a consistent nuisance for those residents. I'm hopeful that the board and staff will consider the ongoing issues that will impact the residents that live there and use the park. And they use the park in not only for peace and quiet, but also for other activities. And we're hopeful that the staff and the board will consider the negative impact that the residents will the burden on the residents and the negative impact that they'll feel if there is a pickleball court or multiple courts placed there. So I appreciate all that the staff does and the board does for the city. I hope that you'll consider the valid concerns that are raised by the residents and you don't place pickleball courts in our community park. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Okay, moving along on our agenda, item 5, approval of the agenda. I will entertain a motion to do so. So move. Director Lang,
Second.
second. Any discussion or questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Item 6, consent calendar. We have 2 items, approval of minutes and approval of warrants. I will entertain a motion on this item. Director Cusworth, thank you. We have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Any questions or discussion on either of those items? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Item 7, deferred matters. We do not have any. Item 8, items for discussion, also nothing. New items 9A, appointment of private citizen member to Casca Board of Directors. Who's got it?
Thanks, Chair Huffer, members of the board. This is a momentous night, only to say the private member of the Casca Board of Directors has not changed in 43 years. So many of you know Rory Skay. She's stepping aside as a private member of the Casca board, so the Casca committee and then ultimately the board considered applications from other interested residents. Dorothy Sullivan is the one that came out on top of that process, and just at the last Casca meeting was selected to be the new private member. The way that the Casca JPA is set up, the private member selection by Casca then needs to be confirmed by both the city and the park district. So the city did their approval on Tuesday night, and 2 days later, we have Dorothy in the room with us. I know that Casca board members are in here and we're part of that process, so I'll let them speak a little more about Dorothy, but on just the bones, she's been a part of COSTAC, the Conejo Open Space Trails Action Committee. She's been on the CASA board, the nonprofit fundraising board that supports our open space. She's been on the Casca Trail Naming Committee. She's been part of the Sopwith Bike Park committee to get that going. National Park, the Newbury Park High School mountain bike team boosters. And so if anyone knows her, and she's just loves and dedicated to being on the trail with her dog, which makes her one of my favorite kind of people. So I don't know if any of the other board members have anything else to add, but Dorothy Sullivan's here in the audience with us, along with our Casca assistant manager, Anna Huber. Analyst.
Director Nichols, you're the other Casca member. Any comments?
Sure, just say a few things. I know Director Huffer was serving on the interview panel for the position. I know he has probably a little bit more background, but one thing I wanted to point out is having served in that role for the last time, and also, been aware of this where other, city commissions or other boards are advertised to the public. A lot of times people will see that, oh, I'd like to try, that sounds really interesting. I'd like to try that. And they really have no idea what it is. It just is an attractive, and they say, well, I like open space, or I like traffic, or whatever it happens to be. And there's absolutely no experience. But when you have someone like Dorothy who says, yeah, I'd like to try it, and yet she's been doing it for multiple years in multiple ways, it's like, okay, it's like getting a veteran to start doing something else. So I was really pleased to see that. And of course, she's been very active in many ways in our community. So it's, it's just wonderful to have her participate. I just wanted to make sure that that she knew that we were going to, and I mentioned this the other night, that this is the first of 43 years she'll be asking to do this. So, because the precedent's already been set. But anyhow, thank you for being part of this story. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you. Just very briefly, I am a member of COSCA. I was on the interview committee with Councilmember Engler, and we had 5 applicants for the public member position. We interviewed 5 of those applicants. They were all wonderful people. They were all interested in the position. But as Jim said, Dorothy's background, her experience, and the years that she has already devoted to open space, trails, hiking, cycling, walking, running, everything, made the choice to recommend Dorothy to the COSCA board and in turn to the CRPD board and the city council was a very easy decision. So since you're already here, Dorothy, would you like to just say a few words for any of our board members who haven't had a chance to meet you yet?
Awesome. Well, I am absolutely honored and humbled to have been appointed to this position. I know I have big shoes to fill. Rory has done some amazing work with COSCA. My roots do, however, go way back with CRPD. And Dee, who talked about we were talking about Wildwood Day Camp. I was the senior counselor when she started. So my roots in CRPD go back 45 years, I believe, with Wildwood Day Camp, TO Center. I remember being in the building at night with Tex Ward back when registration was like mailed in and opening envelopes, pulling out the checks, and then entering whatever classes they were, setting out the waiting list. So I am an avid trail user. I love this community, and the open space is just a precious resource. And it's important that we preserve that. Conservation is hugely important, but so is recreation. So COSCA has really managed that balance, and I think we can continue to do so.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Has the city, Tuesday night, yeah, they already, okay. So this was the final hoop that you had to jump through, Dorothy. You will be officially installed as the new public member for COSCA in our, I believe our January meeting or maybe February meeting. Anyway, first part of the year. But I think we can go ahead, and once we take our vote, I think we can officially congratulate you as the newest board member for COSCA. So I'm going to entertain a motion to approve staff recommendation. Director Nichols, could you make that motion?
Be happy to, Mr. Chair. Yes, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Dorothy Sullivan to fill the public citizen vacancy on the COSCA Board of Directors.
Thank you very much.
I'll be pleased to second.
Thank you very much. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions or comments from other board members? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, Dorothy, and welcome. And as always, you're welcome to stay for the balance of the meeting if you wish. Okay, item 9B, concession agreement with Oak Brook Park Chumash Indian Corporation. Is this you, Andrew?
Yes, Chair. Thank you, Chair Huffer, members of the board. The district and the Oak Brook Park Chumash Indian Corporation has had an agreement since November 4th of 2004. We've updated that over the years and extended the agreement. And so their 5 years was up. So we're back here taking a look at the agreement. We did some housekeeping on the agreement like we've done with some of our other user groups recently, such as the name clarification of the organization managing the property, confirming the insurance requirements, as well as responsibilities as it relates to maintenance and custodial, and then some just minor clarifications. And then I do want to point out, I did provide a new updated copy of the agreement on your desk before the meeting. The two revisions were updated language for mutual indemnity, as well as clarification in what was included in the utilities, which includes the caretaker residence, since we don't have separate metering on the property. So that's a responsibility of the Oak Brook Park Chumash group. And so with that, I'm available for questions. I've attached the original agreement with all the other amendments, but then also the Chumash group is here. And so if you got any questions more technical, they can help out with operations and all the good stuff that they do for the community. And then I can answer any questions on the CRPD side.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions for Andrew? Yes, Director Lang.
It's not really a question for you, Andrew, as staff, but for those of you involved with the Chumash Indian Museum, I mean, it is a real jewel for this community. And to see you contribute your time and effort to make it even better is really gratifying. And I used to be very involved based on my schedule, and in the last many years, unfortunately, I haven't had that time. But do you still host big powwows and things like that? Okay, and it gets a lot of publicity and photos in the local papers and so forth to let people know, you know, we have this jewel that's serving, you know, such a big role in our community and the history of our community. I was just hoping that that information gets out and people really know what you guys are doing.
We have a good social media presence, and this being the American History Month, having an event on Sunday, open to the public, that was very well attended. Also, space for very nimble but clear.
That's great. I'm involved with the Mountains Recreation Conservation Authority, and we're making an extra effort to focus on the Native American lands. And prior to the meeting, not right before, but at the beginning of our meetings, we read a statement on the importance of our Native American and our lands that we have been fortunate to now care for and so forth. So, and we have a number of different tribes throughout Southern California that we interact with and so forth. Plus, we now have a board member, Native American. I'm just drawing a blank. Gonna George. Anyway, he's a Native American who just appointee of the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy on the MRCA board. Oh, I almost had it, but anyway, so pardon? Yes, Ru Ortega. Okay, well, and okay, yeah. Anyway, so the MRCA is really getting more integrated into our Native American heritage and so forth. And so if there's anything that, oh, I know, I don't want to take too much more time, but I'm going to invite the MRCA board after one of our, we got too much going right now, but one of our board meetings and take Rudy over there. I'll make arrangements, make sure you're aware of it ahead of time and because he's not been there to my knowledge. So I'll try and get in touch with you and we'll make a good thing for Rudy. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you all for coming tonight, and I hope you enjoyed all the entertainment that you maybe weren't expecting. I know this is just about our little facility, your facility, our facility here in our community, but I know you represent a larger region. I just was wondering what, kind of geographically, what area do you represent that this kind of is a part of your, the area that you come from?
Could I ask that you go to the podium to answer the question? I was also going to invite you after board members have asked their questions or comments, if one of the representatives would like to make a few comments. But if one of you could respond to Director Nichols' question at the podium, that way our audience of thousands at home will be able to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, appreciate. Yeah, because it is televised, so people listen later. They need to hear it on the mic.
All right. All right. Yeah, so the Chumash Indian Museum represents the Chumash people that occupy from Malibu all the way up to San Luis Obispo and inland to the almost to the southern San Joaquin Valley.
Oh my, okay. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that I know that the Chumash were, covered quite a large area, but I didn't know, how much was kind of like active and still participating in these types of events. So that's fantastic.
Yes, and although their museum is kind of at the southern end of that, our events, we do invite members of all of the Chumash communities throughout the state to participate. So we've been really trying to be inclusive of all the different Chumash groups. There's several different Chumash languages and groups throughout that area.
Super. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy going to the museum. I don't get there often enough, but I've enjoyed the many times over there. So appreciate your participation with us as a partner. Look forward to a lengthy relationship. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you,
Director Tessworth.
So this is the only Chumash museum in this whole area, or is there another one that's just been opened up?
We're the only one in this area.
For the whole like San Luis Obispo down.
So the San Ynez tribe is opening their own museum sometime next year. It's not yet open. They are federally recognized tribes, so that museum is opening on tribal lands property. There are many museums that encompass exhibits and portions of their exhibits about the Chumash culture. But we are rather unique that we just focused, specifically here. And it's not affiliated with one specific tribe, that we work with many different tribes.
That's what I thought, because I heard that another museum was being opened up, but I've thought there's not really that many museums around that are specifically focusing on, Native Americans. Like they'll have little wings or they'll have some exhibits like the Stagecoach Inn. We have a little bit. Santa Barbara has, things, but your entire museum is focused on Native culture. And that's very, very unique. And we have it here in our community. I think that's, really quite amazing. And how are the school tours touring? I did want to say that during COVID, their education people were doing school tours online all the time with the students, but you used to be having tours almost every day. Or is that grown back to what it used to be since COVID?
Yes, after a kind of a slow start last year, this fall, we are fully booked with schools 5 days a week. And we expect that to continue into next year.
And this is probably unique throughout California, that there's a museum that's giving school tours exclusively about Native culture, I would assume. Because again, at the Stagecoach Inn Museum, they do a little, but that's not their complete focus. And there's no way that you're going to increase perception throughout society as much as with educating children.
Absolutely.
And that is, one of the focuses there that they have. So I just wanted to give you kudos to that with the education that you're doing and the beautiful way that you've maintained the property and the whole village that they had burned down in the Woolsey fire. But I know some of it you've replaced at this point, haven't you?
Yes. No, we're working on the other op structures. We had the drought we had a issue with trying to find tule, which it's a water loving plant. So in a drought, it was hard to find. But after the rains this last year, there's we're working on getting access to good tule stands to finish rebuilding that village. And along the lines of education, this past summer, we kind of had this trial run of the CRPD summer camp, came out to the museum 1 day a week, and it was really successful. We got really good feedback for that, and we're hoping to continue that this next summer.
Fabulous.
Great, thank you very much. You mentioned the tule. I remember reading a month or two ago, and I can't remember the name of the lake that basically reappeared with all that rain that we have. They said there was a lot of tule growing
Yes.
around that lake now. So I was glad to see that, and
Take a
hopefully
trip
you
up.
gather a lot of it to finish the last of those structures there. So, and just one other comment, my 7-year-old granddaughter and 4-year-old grandson were visiting a couple of months ago, and they absolutely loved the time at the museum there. So we do appreciate everything that you folks have done there and make available to the community and the school kids. So if there are no other questions or comments of either a staff or the representatives, then we do have a staff recommendation. Director Cusworth.
I'd like to recommend that we authorize the general manager to enter into a concession agreement with the Oak Brook Park Chumash Indian Corporation.
Thank you very much. We have a motion. Director Lang.
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion or questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. It passes unanimously. You hear me to say, thank you very much for being here this evening, and congratulations for another 5 years.
Thank you for coming.
And as always, you're welcome to stay if you want, but don't feel that you absolutely have to.
Could the members of the people that are here, could you just briefly introduce yourselves to the board so we know who all of you are? Yeah, go on up to the mic. We'd like to know who you are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nellie. We have all of our board members except for one here this evening. So if everyone come up and we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Barbara Tejada. I'm the board chair.
Beverly Folks, I'm on the board and I'm the Chumash elder of the board.
Hamanat Netuwan, that's in my language. My name is Cheryl Martin. I'm on the board as well. I also sit on the Bernardino Tatavian Band of Mission Indians. I'm a senator. Thank you.
Very good.
I'm Dr. Noble Eisenlauer. I'm retired professor of anthropology, and I am the treasurer of the board. And I want to take this opportunity to thank CRPD for the many things that you actually do for us. Floating a little money when we were tight, sending people out to keep our grounds and our buildings in good shape. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Nye. I'm a secretary for the board. Beverly, how many years have you been with the museum? Since the day the doors opened. This year, this coming year will be 30 years, 20, of course, in partnership with you. And so we're grateful for that. And one of the things that was so beautiful about this summer that I wanted to highlight in partnership with you was recognizing how special, as Director Cusworth pointed out, how special it is, this relationship to the land, to the people, to the culture, that the counselors for CRPD agreed and were oriented by our Director of Education to Chumash culture, and in order to be able to be respectful and to really honor the facility and the museum itself, besides, of course, the people. So thank you, CRPD, for recognizing the importance of that. Really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Eva Larson and I am Navajo. I'm one of the newest board members that I just joined a couple of months ago. And I'm happy to be with these people who I've known a long time.
I just want to say, I forgot to say that I'm her daughter and we have 4 generations, my mother, myself, my daughter, and my grandchildren that love that land. They dance on that land. My grandson had his naming ceremony there. It's a beautiful place and we love it very much. Thank you.
Wow, 4 generations. That's special. Director Lang, you had a comment?
Yes, as you may know, I've been on the board a long time. In fact, I was at the opening when the county first opened the Chumash Indian Museum. And then I happened to be chair of the CRPD board when we first took over the Chumash Indian Museum. And during the ceremony out by the monument sign, after I spoke, I forget who the Indian director of the museum was at the time, but while he was speaking, there was a hawk flying over. I mean, it just soared and soared during this conversation. And then I again mentioned the significance that I saw in that soaring hawk. And here we are 30 years later and so forth. And what you bring to our community is great. So keep up the good work. We really appreciate you all.
Yeah, that was actually 20 years ago, I believe. I think you took over the stewardship of the property in 2003. Is that 4? Okay. It says
Yeah,
3
I
on the
can't,
website.
but I was also at, as I mentioned, at the opening when the county had it, first opened it too.
Great. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for serving on the Chumash Museum Board. And I believe
We might have to ask Aline. Did we vote? Did we actually vote?
no, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Now we congratulate you for another 5 years. All right, so moving along to 9C, amendment to contract for custodial services. Is this you, Andrew?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chair Huffer, members of the board. So a part of the agreement that you just approved, we were taking on some more custodial maintenance assistance at the facility. And so we're looking to make amendment number 2 to the existing EFS, Executive Facility Services contract that the board approved in April. This would include restroom and exhibit space flooring, cleaning, and just general upkeep and daily custodial services in those areas of the facility. That would increase for just over $1,800 a month to our current $26,000 a month that we have with EFS for all of our other facilities. And so with that, I'm available for questions.
Any questions? Yes, Director Cussworth.
More of a comment. When I first saw that bill, I thought, that's kind of expensive to have somebody come and clean your facility. But then I thought about those maybe 70 kids that are traipsing through there and using the bathroom every day. So I thought, I can see why it needs to be cleaned every day. So anyway.
Just a question for you, Andrew. Is the page 87, the contract price, is that actually part of the amendment number 2?
Correct.
Okay, could I suggest, I mean, we know
Is there a
that it
typo?
means an increase, but it just has a 1822.77 change per month. If you could change that to increase per month.
Sure. Yeah. I follow the format that we've done before, but I can update that.
Yep, thank you. Okay, so we have a staff recommendation. I'll entertain a motion on this.
So move.
Okay, a motion from Director Lang. A second, Director Buss. Second, thank you very much. Any further discussion, questions or comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Now you're going to have a clean facility in addition, so Yeah. Excellent. Okay, 9D, purchase of 7 vehicles in the amount of a lot of money. Andrew.
Thank you, Chair Huffer, members of the board. Staff put out 7 vehicle purchase last month. We had 2 bidders that came in. Everything came in as expected, as staff estimated, just slightly lower, which was great. And then this year, as noted in the report, we are looking to trade in the vehicles that are currently in service. So it's a 1-for-1 swap of existing asset being replaced with the new asset. And funds are available in the equipment reserve fund. These vehicles, we did get 2 bids, one from Paradise Chevrolet and Fairview Ford, who we've done business with both over the years. But these vehicles, we have 2 Ranger trucks, 3 maintenance trucks, as well as 2 flatbeds that serve our pest control operations as part of the group of purchases. And all the existing assets have reached their life cycle, and that's why staff is proposing for replacement. So with that, I'm available for questions, and usually it's a little bit more fun kind of thing that we're buying, but I did put a picture of the biggest truck, as part of the report. So it's the 10-foot flatbed diesel 4x2. It's only the 2-wheel drive, but it's the heavy lifter for us. So as part of the report.
I was very disappointed you didn't have a picture of all 7 vehicles in there, but figure you're saving a little paper that way. So any questions for Andrew on this item? Director Lang.
Yes, Andrew, how many vehicles do we currently have in the fleet? Approximately.
As far as vehicles go, I think we have about 45 actual trucks that can drive on the highway, but then we do have special equipment, tractors and such.
And these obviously were ready to be replaced, high mileage and so forth. And over the years, do you kind of get a feel as to what type of vehicle services CRPD best, or are they dependent on their usage?
Depend on the usage. This is an open bid, so it's, typically it's Chevy and Ford that will bid on it, just being the bigger manufacturers for the trucks, like service trucks. But as we kind of get into more specialty stuff, similar to kind of like the flatbed trucks, there's certain details and specifications that fleet, as well as the supervisor and other folks will provide input on, and then the staff that uses them as well. So our operations, especially fleet, is a really good job of checking in with staff to make sure we're giving them the proper tools and resources to be able to do their job better. So
good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Director Nichols.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Mooney, for the explanations. I just had a question. These look like, just by description, fairly utilitarian types of vehicles. Are any of these used in like an emergency basis? I mean,
so two of them are you talking about if a truck breaks down for replacement, or these are in-service vehicles? Staff would be using these on a daily basis.
So these all have a dedicated daily use.
Correct. There would be typically a staff assigned to each one of these trucks, except for the 12-foot gas flatbed would be, here, let me take that back. I think it's the 10-foot flatbed would be like a service yard truck where a different staff would be utilizing it because it's towing trailer and equipment.
Like a pool vehicle type
Correct.
of thing? Okay. And just out of curiosity, in times of emergency where, you got to do things that you weren't expecting to do, is this the type of situation where any vehicle could be used and pulled off and say, hey, we need you to go do this? I thought, it could be fires, earthquakes, floods, you name it, where you're out of the typical routine and now you got to do something special. Is anything in the fleet, I should say, are all vehicles in the fleet subject to use for that way?
Correct. Yeah. Just like staff in emergency time, we're emergency support. So it's the same with our vehicles. We would be emergency support as needed.
Okay.
So,
because I was glad to see that we don't have any electric vehicles for that purpose, because I would be a little hesitant to want to have something like that for emergency activities when you need it and it may not be readily available. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, related to the question that Director Nichols had, these have been purchased before the deadline, but are vehicles like this available today in electric if and when we're required to purchase electric vehicles?
currently, we have been seeing availability issues, Next year we would be taking a look at that. And if they aren't available, there's exemptions based on the state CARB requirements. So that, again, it's a balance of it. So depending on the type of vehicle, it may or may not be available. And so we can get an exemption and replace it with an internal combustion, you know, the traditional gasoline or diesel motor. So.
Okay. Thank you. Director Cusworth.
So I wasn't really thinking of electric vehicles, but I know that there's a lot of electric vehicles now that are both electric and gas, so that if you run out of the electricity, the gas engine will kick in. So we could probably, in the future, there could be something like that for trucks.
And staff's continually looking at the technologies and looking at what requirements, what we need to fulfill for the need to operate a fleet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that we've talked about, reviewed, and we continue to keep an eye on.
So my question though was, will these trucks be getting our new logo?
Depending on how many decals we have in the shop. So it just depends as the rollout of the new logo. It's more if we already have decals to put on doors, then we'll use those. So we're not wasting money. And then we just kind of transition. I know we've done that over the years when the logo got filled in from the Conejo block, you know, that now that's a heavier block versus an outline font. So just as
Does the
available.
decals cost that much money?
I would have to take a look, but it is money. So we already purchased some decals, and so we would want to replace it
Okay.
with what's there.
All right. Thank you.
Any further questions? If not, this does require action by the board. I will entertain a motion. Director Nichols.
Yes, I move that we follow staff's recommendation and award the purchase for the vehicles listed from Fairview Ford as recommended.
Thank you. Director Cusworth, the second. Any further questions or comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Item 10, reports and announcements. We have 6 different reports and announcements. Any questions or comments on any of these items? No? All right, we will move along to department reports. Parks Division. Mr. Mooney.
I think you've heard me talk enough, so that I'm available for questions.
That was quick. Any questions for Mr. Mooney? No, then we will move along to Recreation Division. Ms. Callis, haven't heard hardly anything from you tonight.
I was gonna say, with all the good stuff that you heard from my team out there tonight, I really don't have anything other than to say that the marketing team I am so pleased with. They're fairly new and they are just really knocking it out of the park. And for 2 people, there's a lot that they do, a lot of people's needs that they have to meet, and they're just super creative and really happy to have them. So.
Good. Any questions for Ms. Callis? No. Moving along to our Management Services Division, Ms. Smith.
I have no report, but you'll hear from me at closed session, so I'm available for questions.
All right, any questions for Ms. Smith? No, I did mean to make the comment, which I didn't with all of our employee presentations, but the amount of stuff that you and Loretta and your massive staff do is absolutely mind-blowing. So please thank all of them on behalf of the board for everything they do with the minimal staffing that they have available. It's terrific. Okay, General Manager's report.
Thanks, Chair Hupper, members of the board. Just kind of information items that the Planning Commission did deadlock 2-2 on the general plan. So it is going to be going to the full city council at the beginning of December, and I don't recall the exact date. 5th. So that date is coming up in case you're interested in that process. And the city is sharing their images and information about restarting the downtown, the downtown Thousand Oaks plan around the Civic Arts Plaza again. In fact, I saw it at Rotary today. It was a pretty, really good imagery, and it's easy to visually understand what they're trying to do with the plan. So if you get a chance to look at that, that's also really exciting. It's almost Thanksgiving, a week from today. I won't be here on Wednesday or Monday, so I will be probably leaving the Conejo Valley for maybe the only second time in 46 years for Thanksgiving. So my kids are all going to be up in Seattle, so I will be out of town. But we do have three closed session items, so we do have some work to do after the meeting concludes. But I would wish everybody here in open session a very happy Thanksgiving and express my extreme gratitude for, you know, the 20-year recognition and being part of all the great employees that work here. It's great. Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions? Director Lang?
It's more a comment, and I apologize, Mr. General Manager, that during my comments, I mean, there was so much to be said, and I meant to come back to you because you were at the top of the list. And I just wanted to thank you as the leader of our team, our many CRPD employees, those who were recognized tonight for their service and so forth. And your 20 years have been just above the top. I'm just very pleased to have you as the general manager for our great Rec and Park District. So thank you for all that you've done in your 20 years.
Any other questions or comments? Now, you said your kids are going to be in Seattle. Are you going to be with your kids or elsewhere?
Oh, I'm going to be up with my kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, okay. You do realize how pleasant Seattle is this time of year.
Yeah, right.
With your kids, it's all great.
Yeah, well,
For
scope it out for me, 'cause I'll be there in December, so.
okay.
All right. Any other questions or comments? If not, we'll move along to director's reports and follow-up reports on meetings, conferences attended. I think I started that way, so I'm gonna start with Director Lang this
Oh,
time.
my goodness. All right. I had a couple MRCA meetings. The last one was a field trip to check out some equestrian property in Old Topanga, on Old Topanga Road in Topanga. I attended the State of the County address at the Reagan Library. I was at the COSCA board meeting, recognizing Rory and her years of service. I attended many Veteran Day activities, including the USO show and breakfast and so forth. So it was a great month, a lot of things. And I met with our general manager for his review process. So definitely was busy. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bess.
So I met with Jim. It was a lovely lunch at Wood Ranch. And then I went and saw The Witch's Princess, which was adorable. And my niece was in it, and it was her big debut, and we were very excited to support her. Yeah, that was one of I think my first time since maybe ever really being in there, if I think about it. Because I think the only other one I was at was the one by Los Robles, the Conejo Players Theater. But when I was younger, but yeah, it was really great. And they did a wonderful job. That was such a great production. I was really impressed by it. Yes. So thank you. And then, yes, went to the State of the County. It was awesome. I thought it was very interesting. And then also I did go out of town to go to Dallas. And while I was there, I walked around their downtown, noticing their urban parks and got some ideas. They have a ton. I actually didn't realize, because I think because it's a newer city, it's more like laid out with all these different open space public areas that can be utilized as parks or as benches or as like outdoor entertaining areas. So yeah, it was really kind of fun to look at and get an idea of what maybe will be coming in store for the Boulevard.
Thank you. Director Cusworth.
So it was kind of a busy time. I went to a lot of the same things that you did with the State of the County and the COSCA. And I was also at the Healing Garden. I think some of you were there, and that was very nicely done. And I watched the Planning Commission meeting, and what kind of came out to me were two things that they talked about. One was that the public comments were that they wanted more parks and open space. And another was that these were the public comments that they've gotten over the last 4 years from the community. And another one is that they want to have, change the ratio of population to parks, which I took as that they want to have more parks for the ratio of the community. So those two things were mentioned. So I think that should be something that we keep in mind and that the city should be keeping in mind because that was specifically brought out. I went to the Witch's Princess. What did your niece play? Which part? Oh, she had a lot of personality. Yeah. Yeah. That she was very, very cute and quite young. Was she, how old is she? Oh, okay. She's small for her age, but yeah, she had a lot of personality. It was cute. I was at a large event ad hoc committee meeting with all of our three stakeholders there. The people from Westlake Rotary were there, and also Frank was there, and also Nelson Buss was there representing the Thousand Oaks Rotary. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to have all three of them there to kind of talk about what their events were, what they wanted to do. You know, two of them weren't making much money, but it was nice when Nelson was talking about how, well, we've made some changes. They were interacting, they were giving each other ideas. It gave me a little bit more vision about what they wanted to do, and also made me think about, you know, other places that we could be potentially in the future using for large events. So that wouldn't impact our park so much. Of course, I was at a Stagecoach Inn board. I was at the Haunted Trail and Dia de los Muertos, which I thought it was interesting that Mrs. Callis told me that that was put on by, what's the name of that group?
It was the, one of the groups from the professional growth that they
Right.
came for your graduation. So it was one of the groups that was one of their presentations for that class.
I would think that the only problem that they had is that if they're going to continue doing this, I assume that they will, that they might need a larger space. That was an amazing thing. And if I wasn't there with four of my grandchildren, Harvey and I would have brought a chair, had our dinner, and sat all night to listen to those mariachi bands. And we missed the Ballet Folklorico. And it was an excellent, excellent activity. Extremely well attended. Lots of fun. My grandkids had a blast at that. And then Harvey and I would have had, you know, even more fun if we could have stayed longer. So it was kind of something for everybody. A lot of people came dressed up. So loved that. And I want to give a shout out. I was also at the Harvest Festival, the Harvest Festivals, both for the Stagecoach Inn and for McCray Ranch. Their first one, they sold out. That was wonderful. But I wanted to give a shout out for Kellen McPherson. He was at the Haunted Trail. And after that, my kids went home and watched what was it? The Monster Hotel? What was it? I've never seen it. It was like anyway, it was the part that Kellen played. And we went home and watched the movie. It was like the Dracula Hotel. I don't know. Yeah, that one. Okay, well, yeah, well, you have young kids. I saw Little Mermaid a long time ago. That's when we were watching. Yeah. Well, you were probably young. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I was watching with my kids. But I saw it because we saw that. So Kellen was there. Kellen was at McCray Ranch. He was at the Dia de los Muertos. He was at the street fair, and he was at the McCray Ranch board meeting. Every place I went, Kellen was there with a smile, a great attitude, and all of these various events that he was participating. So a big shout out to Kellen. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you, Director Nichols.
Yes. Had a few activities. I took the whole family to see Haunted Trail. They always like to do that. That was a lot of fun. They call it the fake Halloween because it's not on the right night, but they love it. They love it. Attended the State of the County event, the Borderline Remembrance event, met with the general manager, had a COSCA board meeting, the California RPD Legislative Committee meeting, the Pickleball Committee meeting, and I had lunch with Bob Engler. So that's my task for this last period.
All right, well, mine would be very fast because I had this long list of things since it's been a month since we last had a board meeting, and I had this long list and left it at home. So whatever you guys did, I was there, at least one of them. So I did have a meeting with Mr. Friedl, and did you tell me that you had never been for breakfast before at the Global Cafe? That was the first time?
No, I had been, but it had been a long time since I've
Okay.
been there.
So anyway, you met at the Global Cafe and had one of their delicious breakfast burritos. So that was nice. So that takes care of, let's see. Yes.
I also had a meeting with Mr. Friedl. I think he got to all of us, I guess. Yes,
Okay.
for the
So
record.
thank you. We're through with item 11, item 12, request for status reports and items for subsequent agendas. No, last time we had a whole slew of them. Item 13, do we have any public standing by itching to get on? No? Oh, darn. Okay. I hesitate to go to item 14 because Jim tells me we have 3 different items we're supposed to do.
So yeah, that was my cue. Sorry, I'm just nodding. Yes, you're right. Yes, that's my cue. Thank you, Chair Upper, members of the board. We do have a need for 3 separate closed session items. No announcements are expected, but pursuant to Government Code Section 54.957.6, instructions to District Representatives Friedl and Smith relative to labor negotiations with SEIU, represented employee and salary schedule and fringe benefits for unrepresented employees. Also under Government Code Section 54.957.6, instructions to General Manager as agency designated representative relative to employee benefits. And finally, and third, Government Code Section 54.957, Public Employee Performance Evaluation General Manager.
Thank you. We're adjourning then to executive closed session. We will not be regathering for any further, so we are done. Thank you.